We'll start with Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is the minutes and claims from the county auditor.
Okay, we got the October 12th minutes for the regular meeting and the rezoning meeting from the same date to be approved.
Thanks.
I have the one for the, we're doing separately, right?
You can
Doing
both
both?
either one.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the minutes for the meeting.
Both of them or one?
Well, we can do both. I'm not
Both.
seeing the other one.
You can vote.
No, you didn't forget it. There it is.
Yeah, I got them both.
You got them both too? Yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the rezoning meeting minutes also. It was just Mike and I.
Second.
Aye?
All by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
The next item, I think he's got to do claims. Did you do claims? I'm sorry, you're right. Did not do claims.
Next, we've got the claim docket for October 9th through 15th in the amount of $442,548.98 plus payroll of $1,032,681.85 for a total of $1,475,230.75.
Make a motion to approve the claims for a total of $1,475,230.75, October 9th to October 15th.
Second. All by aye?
Aye?
Aye.
The next item is the resolution in support of the application of HR Terre, Haute LLC to receive the license to operate an inland casino in Vigo County, Indiana. This is a resolution anticipated by Indiana Code 4-33-6.7-4 subsection 5, which in the statute, one of the criteria is whether the entity requesting the license has received a resolution of support from the legislative body of the unit where it seeks to locate. So this is a resolution that provides support for HR Terre Haute LLC's application, provides that approximately $148 million would be invested in the community, 674 permanent casino jobs, which would result in new tax dollars for City of Terre Haute, Vigo County, School Corporation, West Central 2025, and the state of Indiana. If there are any questions about the resolution, I'd be happy to try and answer them.
Counselor, this is very similar, if not the same, as what the city of Terre Haute did. Is that correct? Language-wise?
It is mirrored.
Okay.
Yes.
And each commissioner did our own letter of support. This just adds it a little more teeth to it by
That's,
doing an official resolution versus our individual letters that we did.
I would agree with that.
I'll make a motion to, oh, I'm sorry.
I have no comment.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and move the resolution of support.
Second. First. All those in favor, by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. The next item on the agenda is the local development agreement, which is another component of the application to the Gaming Commission. The form of this is the same, with the exception of the application now being HR Terre, Haute, LLC. It's a form, I think, provided by the Gaming Commission. It provides, the representations, warranties, and covenants, the payment obligations, the continuing support obligations, seeks to cover all aspects of the interrelationship between the municipal bodies and the entity operating the inland casino. If there are any questions about this, I'm happy to try and answer them.
So I have a question. This is with one entity, and there's 4 entities applying for this license.
This is an LDA between the county and HR Terre Haute LLC, yes.
All right.
So it is not covering all 4 entities.
So if any of the other 3 entities were to receive the gaming license, then that negotiation would be open.
My instinct is that, yes, if HR Terre Haute LLC were not awarded the license by the Gaming Commission, then this would be a void contract. It would have no bargain. There wouldn't be. So I think it would be incumbent then upon whoever was the successful applicant, assuming there is one, to approach the commissioners in the negotiation of a new LDA between that entity as the successful applicant and the commission.
Okay. Local development agreement is required as part of the licensing procedure, correct?
Yes, I believe that any, I am a little outside of my expertise here, Mike, but I believe that in order to operate a casino in Indiana, you have to have an LDA with the jurisdiction where you operate. That is my belief, but
Okay, well, that's what House Enrollment Act 1015 says, is any successful person or entity needs to have a LDA. Okay, with
I
Vigo
know that it
County.
applies with regards to Vigo County's license, and I think
Right.
it applies across the state
Okay.
generally.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and so, most of the disbursements are set out by this law.
The LDA provides in Article 4, Section 4.01, has AGR commitment payments. So AGR is adjusted gross receipts, which has a definition in the Article 1. It's defined by Indiana Code. So, Article 4 provides an amount equal to 3% of the AGR and an amount equal to 3% of the company's net commission received from any sports wagering vendor, as that term is defined by the Indiana Code, before any other fees are deducted or other adjustments are made to such commission by the company. So, provides they will reconcile the payments of their AGR commitments for each calendar quarter within 30 days of each last calendar quarter. They'll provide financial reporting, periodic review, and, agree to operate in good faith.
Okay. Well, many of the disbursements of income are specifically guided by state law. 40% to the city of Terre Haute, 30% to Vigo County, 15% to Vigo County School Corporation, 15% to West Central 2025, which in its essence is the Terre Haute Chamber of Commerce. So $4.6 million will go to the city of Terre Haute if the casino is inside the city limits. So there is some consideration, sincere consideration, if it were to be located out, if a casino were successful, company were to locate outside the city limits. So this is very important to the city of Terre Haute, that it be located inside the city of Terre Haute. Then we've got other 2.6 possibly dispersed amongst the city of Terre Haute there, Vigo County School Corporation. All right, so the third component of this is the local development agreement to be negotiated with local government on what and how funds are spent. Estimated revenue is $2.7 to $3 million. So that's what we're talking about with a local development agreement. So most of the money is spelled out by the state law on how it will be dispersed
Correct.
with any casino
With any
operator.
successful applicant.
With any successful applicant, okay.
Yes, I did. I
Okay,
agree with you, Mike. The bounds of this negotiation are very much determined by what was in the bill that passed. So,
and this local development agreement is the same as what was passed. Is there any diversion of this? Passed with
no, it is
the previous awardee of the gaming license?
with the exception of the counterparty.
Okay. So this was agreement that was in force with our successful group originally. Okay. Nothing different in it.
No, sir.
Okay. But again, any of the other three people or companies that are awarded this, this is not an agreement with any of them.
It is not an agreement with them, no.
Okay.
But it would, what I would call, it'd be a form for one, if that event were to come to pass. But this specific agreement is between the county and HR Terre LLC.
Okay. That's all the questions I have.
I'm personally supportive of this because it involves a local. It involves our local construction companies, and it's spelled out. I mean, they've talked to us multiple times. We met with all these groups. Hard Rock was willing to engage with us and tell us that they're going to select local. They're going to stay local with everything they do. There's some companies that said they would not. I'm happy Hard Rock stuck with Mr. Gibson. I'm happy Mr. Gibson stuck with Hard Rock. I mean, that's a good relationship, and they're moving forward together. And in these meetings, one of them, I believe I said that what these casino operators are to their community with a casino is what Mr. Gibson is to our community without a casino. He's done so much for this community. He continues to do a lot for this community. I believe that with his minimal investment into this, he will still invest more into our community and help us and assist us in ways that we're not capable of. And that's why I support this.
Commissioner Schweitzer, just for clarification, you made a comment that we have met with these groups.
Sure.
I did not meet with Hard Rock or these other groups, so I just want that to be on record since that statement was made, that I haven't been attending sessions with the exception of two in the very beginning with the first one being Churchill and the second one being, was it Full House? Is that what they're called? But I didn't attend any other meetings. Premier. But this is the same LDA that I signed during this last round with Commissioners Anderson. So I'm good. I'm good with it.
Well, I did meet with all the four entities at an open meeting at the Chamber of Commerce hosted by them. I did not meet with Hard Rock specifically to iron out any of this agreement, so, nor any of the other entities. So, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the local development agreement with HR Terre, Haute LLC.
I'll second it. We doing a roll call on this one?
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Very good.
The next item comes from our IT department. It is a quote from MuniCode for recodification, supplementation, and online code hosting services. Joey, you want to talk about MuniCode?
The man hiding in the dark room. It's kind of weird, dude. I mean, I gotta say. Will you please come out?
Do you guys have questions about it? It's
Yeah, what do you want us to do?
quote for recodification services. We've spoken to a few companies. This will include online hosting of our code in a searchable database. So
The company that you were talking to, no interest, or where?
Very similar, a little bit more money, but this company, Joey and I just talked about, works for several different municipalities in the state of Indiana, is very well versed in Indiana, so.
Well, is this the same one that you and I talked about 2+ years ago when we were working on this? You said you had somebody in
Possibly.
mind. I know we looked at several companies.
possibly, yeah.
But the goal basically was, if you go on our website right now and you try to search dog ordinance, you're not going to find it.
Correct.
So by partnering with this MuniCode, they're going to go through, they're going to look at all of our current ordinances, and they're going to see whether or not some are archaic. If we're missing something, they'll give us advice on what we need to look at to possibly vote on. We're dealing with this now with animal control at the moment. So then once that's set to us, we realign it. Then is that stored on our own website, or is it jumping to theirs somewhere else?
It's hosted through a database on their website or a
Okay.
front end on their website.
So they do all the work, everything's put up there. Let's say 4 years down the road, we decide to part ways. Who has that?
We would still be able to get that data.
It's ours.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically when somebody pops on our website and hits ordinances, it redirects them to their hosting
Same thing
site.
with our HR component right now with the jobs,
Correct, yeah.
which is what we do now.
Mhm.
So
And they
if you want
do
us-
offer archival services so that,
You want us to sign it today?
well,
To move it forward?
there will be we'll need to look at what all components we want to go with.
Yeah,
So I think, just a motion to explore it, to further, we'll have to pick a specific package that we want to go with still, and that'll be
Okay.
up to you guys.
So is this more of just an information discussion, and at the next meeting, we can sign the contract if we're confident with? that's what we wanna go with?
Move forward with, building the package, choosing everything that we want to go with, and then we'll sign the contract when that's complete.
Since we've been doing this for a couple of years, if we sign something in the next 2 or 3 weeks, when do you think that we could have this project online for people to easily search?
Well, the code as it exists now, I think I was quoted 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
I could be, that was a couple of months ago. That timeline could have shifted now.
And that's government time, right? So we don't add a factor of 1.5 on that?
Yeah. So that component wouldn't take, that wouldn't be the largest project. The largest part of the project would be the actual recodification, the rebuilding of the code, which would come after our existing code is made available online.
And Jimmy, are you involved in this at all with your department? Microphone, please.
Just up to date on what needs to be done, but I think even the hard copy version of our code's virtually unsearchable. It's been probably 40 years since it's been updated. I wouldn't be 30, 40 years. So it needs to be
it's
done.
been a long time.
How do you feel about it, Counselor? Long
It's
time needed?
Yeah, it's, in today's society, it's what people expect to be able to get online and see what, ordinances, how those affect their lives. Yeah, I think it's a worthy goal of getting it out there and making it, flow a little better, I guess.
And our new website, are we in beta mode yet? Tracking well?
The website is in a redesign phase currently.
Redesign phase?
Yes.
Okay. The internal one, you've launched it.
We have employee portal that we've
Right.
launched, yeah.
Our intranet.
It's a portal, but that would be part of an intranet, yes.
So at our next meeting, you can have a package option for us to consider to move forward with Unicode?
Possibly after,
They'll
you guys will
discuss
have to
with us.
meet, or whoever you want to handle it will have to meet with them.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just a,
There's 3 or 4
there's a lot of
packages.
services in here. I think
Yeah,
there just
yeah.
needs to be a kind of scope of services broadened.
Yeah. And I think
defined.
there are a lot of cross-department packages that we could look at. I think we'd want to bring those departments in to the
For
fold
extra
as
fees,
well.
of course.
Of course.
Yeah, right.
Well, something we've been looking at since the first of the year, since we came in.
Oh, yeah. It
So
isn't done.
we need to, it's not like we decided last week to do this.
Right.
You want to get away from the 6 binders that make no sense?
Well, we were trying to figure out how to use them.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out how to use them.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it? When we sit around the table and have them all over the place.
Well,
I did have to carry
somebody
those
calls
back
in,
and
you try
forth.
to
Wasn't
explain
fun.
things.
Yeah, and, if someone wants to search for a particular code now, someone has to physically find it for them, so.
So is it appropriate to say that we'll just discuss this further over the next week or two and then bring something to the table to sign a contract?
I said 2 weeks, and you said 1 week, Tiger.
Well,
so-
he said more departments, and that gets,
All right.
so.
Well, we can also choose the commissioner's portion of it and then move forward at a later time with,
But now, did you already scan all of Terry's for building inspection yet? Was that done already?
as they currently
No.
stand. As they currently stand, yeah, whatever's in the code book now.
Has all
yes.
been scanned already?
Yep,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Bye, Joey. Enjoy your
Back to your, hey, back to your closet.
The next item is from the county engineer and GIS department. Comes from Environmental Systems Research Institute. Mr. Barber here is to discuss it.
Gentlemen. Scott Barber, GIS Director. We're here to talk about the Arcgis real-time snow event response software. Earlier this year, the Highway Department and you gentlemen saw a demo of this software. We've been busy for a while, so it's taken us some time to get back to it. Mr. Robbins, the Vigo County engineer, decided he'd like to have this software to better manage the county's resources during a snow event. This software will allow him and the supervisors to monitor all aspects of a snow event remotely and in real time. They can monitor the weather conditions, road conditions, and with the help of the existing GPS capabilities, actual asset locations, past and present. This information can be seen, analyzed, and used to make quick real-time decisions from anywhere using only an iPad and a radio. In addition, this information can be seen by anybody that has access to our ArcGIS online system through the internet. It can even be seen intermittently by the public. Finally, there is a reporting module that allows customer service representatives to collect and display customer requests along with live data. If you're looking at the quote there are two items. The first one is for the server upgrade itself. It is for $18,000 for the first year. That includes the maintenance. And after that, it's only $5,000 a year for the maintenance after that. And that is for, like I said, the actual upgrade that enables the real-time event-based data streams to be integrated as data sources in the enterprise GIS. It also allows it to consume event data from multiple real-time data streams, and then that information can be brought into your enterprise GIS or on ArcGIS Online that can be used and displayed in real time. The second item on the quote there is for $27,710. This is a not-to-exceed number for the implementation, knowledge transfer, and support of the system. It's a time and material contract, and this is a one-time only cost, and it includes up to 85 hours of support, and that brings the total possible contract price to $45,710. So, basically, if we sign this agreement, then we can get going on this, and hopefully in a couple months have it up and running. So, I know you guys had seen it before, and happy to answer any questions you have. And
We're just signing the contract, right, Scott? And then you guys are gonna fund it? Or are we doing?
did you say fund it?
Yeah.
Okay, as my understanding that I thought we were gonna try to get this paid for under the CARES Act,
Are we? Okay. All right.
so. Shouldn't be too long a contract, shouldn't be too long before we have something, so. With the AVL capabilities that the sheriff has over there now, we think that we can actually take this software and tie into theirs so they can see where the trucks are during a snow event. And intermittently, we can even push this out to the public on our website so people can see where we've been plowing, where we have a school corporation can use it, so.
Vicki, are we still staying, or we're using ArcGIS for dispatch still, right? Okay, and you've been working with Scott to make sure this is gonna pair with your system?
Yes, that's
Okay,
correct.
so we're good to go there. You mentioned the school corporation, I was gonna ask about that. that could avoid the 4:30 a.m. phone meetings.
It would definitely give those guys a heads up to see where the county's already been.
Okay.
And with the weather conditions that are also available on there, then, Larry and his supervisors can see where they might need to go. I mean, you might be split where you're got snow on the north and not in the south, or
So why are we doing our own server? And I keep trying to look at Joey too. As we move more towards cloud, why are we having to upgrade our server for this?
well, it has to, in order for the GIS server to capture this real-time data, it has to have an upgrade to the server to allow it to do that. Now, as part of that server, there is an online environment that part of this online environment is ESRI, is actually their database in the cloud that we're using.
Okay.
So,
Esri and ArcGIS are working together.
yeah, because it's not just online, you can also use it on your enterprise here on the network.
Then will each truck now have an iPad in it?
I don't know about each truck. We have 17 iPads out there right now.
Okay.
So
And then
all
our-
the supervisors have them, all the working leaders have them, and I believe that's about it for the highway. But there's many of them out there. But the GPS that's in the radio is
Now.
what is going to transmit through the software to let you know where it's at. You don't have to have an iPad in the truck. You
So
just
we're
have to
not
have
putting
an
new radios in the trucks?
Huh?
We're not putting new radios in the trucks?
No, we're using the existing GPS that's in there.
Okay. And then our subdivision trucks will have the same capability?
Anything that has a radio with GPS in it, you'll be able to track.
Our new F600s, if they ever show up, Larry, radios are going to be put in those?
It's not the iPad that drives it, it's the
Right.
GPS.
Yeah, but they can watch it where the other guys are on the
Yeah.
iPads, right?
Yes.
Because as we all know, there's 75 different Davis avenues in Vigo County.
Yeah. You actually don't need an iPad.
It's
either.
actually
If you-
4, but,
If you have a sign in to ArcGIS online, you can look at it from a computer too. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be that way.
So the real intent is just to make sure that, we're being as efficient as we can in some of these events. We're responding to real-time requests if we have them, and then also being able to have the components where we can push that data out if we need to. In those 4:30 a.m. meetings for the school corporation, 4 o'clock traffic for people on their way home, they'll be able to log on to the website, see what's been plowed, see where the trucks are, so they can plan their route accordingly so they can get home safely. We can even, take snapshots of this and push this out to the media so they can put it out as well. So it's just going to make us more efficient and make, hopefully, the public a lot safer to be able to travel during these snow events.
yeah, and last year, just for the discussion, we met with the school corporation because we were hitting our main arteries, and we didn't realize that the school corporation's routes were a lot different. So we set priority towards the bus routes for early morning, so we hit those first and then branch out. So that, I think that improved things tremendously. So this will make it more efficient,
Correct.
which could result in fuel savings, which, as we know, is a big issue with us right now, and less wear and tear on equipment. So we move forward today with it?
You can, yes, it's standard quote for defined services, yes, it's right for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement.
Second.
All by aye?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks for your work, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for the
you.
highway department on our,
Thanks,
Their work.
appreciate it.
Do you have the snowplows for our trucks already on order?
They're already on there.
Mike's Explorer?
Anytime you want them.
We'll be out. Supposed to snow tomorrow. In Alaska.
The next item on the agenda is again from the engineering department. It is a standard NDOT contract between HWC and Vigo County to perform design services for Clinton Road from Park Avenue to Hasselberger. In Appendix A, HWC Engineering provides a defined scope of services for roadway design and plant development, bridge design, signal design, environmental services, permitting, right-of-way engineering services. geotechnical services, utility coordination. If there are any questions about this contract, I'd be happy to try and answer them, but as I said, it's a standard NDOT agreement for an NDOT project.
Yeah, Mike, I can elaborate a little bit more.
Sure.
So some of this, as you know, we've been working through this process for this project for quite a while. It's taken us a little bit to get to this point. I was in discussion with the consultant about the right-of-way component of this, since it's about 40% of the project. And the right-of-way up through there, we have the right-of-way now, but it is not of clean title. So we have to go through and reappropriate all that and redo that. So when that used to be 41, the state didn't record the right-of-way properly. So now we have to go through and redo all that. So I'm hoping not to approach that maximum contract amount, but keep that cost down. But we wanted to include everything so we didn't have to come back. So that's just kind of a worst-case scenario.
Sure.
Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Larry. I was at the intersection this morning, almost got hit. Lady ran a stop sign. Can we change that, Larry? Can we engineer behavior? No? Yeah.
The next item on the agenda is a order renaming two districts for voter registration purposes. This order provides that precinct 04D would be renamed 04B, and precinct 09A, Prairieton, would be renamed 09I, parenthesis NV, in parenthesis. I believe this comes from the, yeah. Sure.
I'm just here to answer some questions. I didn't know I was going to talk about this one, so.
That first one was Harrison Township, right?
Is that the 4A?
04D.
Yeah, they combined 2 and 4 and then renamed the other ones, so it'd be ABC.
Right, but was that in Harrison Township?
Yes.
Okay, does it say that in there, Mike?
It does,
Or is it necessary?
I don't think it does. I mean, the
Because of the
precinct is
O?
the precinct, yeah. So
The
it's just-
4 shows you that it's in Harrison. And if it's not, then it'll have the prefix of, it'll have the abbreviation of the township, like Lost Creek A, Lost Creek B. If it's just a number, it's Harrison.
Yeah, so I don't think it has to distinguish that it is Harrison, that, is evident by the precinct number.
I think it would be good for somebody in this room, that somebody not being me, to kind of share why we're discussing this, what the process is, the every 10-year component. Anybody want to touch that?
I'll try
I'll help.
yeah.
It is interesting though, isn't it?
Yeah, it basically defines that as the census information comes out from the federal government, local governments have to use that information to try and, maintain adequate precincting for purposes of equal representation. So, precincts are supposed to be roughly same size from a population standpoint. Districts for commissioners are supposed to be reflective of each being approximately the same size. If it gets out of whack, then, we have been made a party to a lawsuit before about this was 10 years ago, but the ACLU filed something related to our redistricting, and we had to remedy it based on the new census information. So it's a reaction to the most 2020 census.
Yeah, they use the census blocks from the census to create the precincts from those. So they create the precincts based on those populations and then use those to make the precincts, and then it's, the state uses it to redraw the state legislative and the congressional districts. And then, once they've done that and it's approved by the governor, which was just done week before last, then it comes to the local unit, and then they take that opportunity to look at it to see if any of their existing precincts cross through the new state and legislative congressional districts, and those have to be changed. And at that same time, you're allowed to change the precincts that you guys, as the executive, have the power to do to, if there are more than 2,000 voters in a precinct, or if there are less than 600, then you're allowed to combine. You can also redraw the local districts at this time for the commissioners and the council based on those, or based on other preferences. But the other issue is that they only do this once every 10 years, so you, as the county executive, a lot of times those aren't the same people, so there's not a lot of, well, I know how to do this, I've done it before, because it tends to switch, and so it's kind of new to everybody every time it happens, so.
So I think a key thing is today, what we're doing is we're moving forward with the combining of the precincts. And then there is a second component that if we want to look at redistricting, redrawing the 4 council seats and our own districts, we can.
That's right.
With that said, in an election, county council district seats are voted by the people in that district. With the county commissioners, it's more residency, that we have to reside within the established district. I'm 1, Chris is 2, Mike's 3, which makes no sense because Chris is on the west end, I'm on the east end, and Mike's in the middle.
West End's the best end.
Represent. So, but the whole county votes for our seats. So that's where it gets kind of confusing.
Yeah, I don't know, was there any big changes in our congressional districts, Scott? I haven't seen the map
The only changes were what they refer to as slivers, where they, over time, GIS software has gotten better, so they have drawn the precincts more precisely, and so once in a while, there's a little sliver that has to be, and those are basically most of it in our area was along the river.
Sure.
They redrew the river boundary, and there's literally no people that where it changed, so.
So yeah, it's definitely something you can look at with Scott and Ryan's assistance. And,
It's been an interesting exercise so far.
We are still waiting to hear to see if we can change anything else. We haven't talked to them since we had discussed it yesterday. We have not got an answer from the election division yet, so.
So the motion is to support the order renaming and renumbering the precincts. Is that correct?
Correct.
Counselor?
correct.
Then I'll make that motion.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Thanks for your work, guys.
The next item on the agenda is comment from the commissioners or other elected officials.
Hang on.
I have no additional comment, so we stand in
Oh, we did it.
from public or other elected officials? Quiet. All right. We stand in recess.